All right, so my name is Zach Davis, and the purpose of my speech is to persuade you that buying a car is better than leasing a car. Okay, so here goes. At some point in our lives, nearly every driver in search of a new car will face this question: is it better to buy a car or to lease? If you tend to keep your vehicle for a long time, buying is probably a better option for you than leasing. When you buy, you own the car outright when the loan is paid off. Throughout the length of the loan, you gain equity in the car as long as your payments outpace the depreciation of the vehicle. At the end of the loan, the car belongs to you, and your lender will transfer its title to you. Other than the basic cost of ownership, gas, insurance, repairs, etc., you won't have to figure any car payments into your budget. Another huge benefit is the lack of mileage restriction. Lease contracts strictly limit the number of miles you can drive before steep penalties are imposed. The mileage restrictions typically range from 9,000 to 15,000 miles a year, with 12,000 being the most common. You'll need to estimate how many miles you drive per year and round up to the next mileage limit available on the lease. If you exceed the limit, be ready to pay a fee per mile at the end of the lease. Mileage overage fees can add up quickly. Okay, let's say your lease contract imposes a 20 cent per mile fee for miles over the maximum. At that point, you'll need to pay $1 for that 5 mile trip to the store. You can imagine what a cross-country road trip could cost. Okay? The vehicle will also need to be returned in its original condition with less normal wear and tear. With less than normal wear and tear. If you make alterations to the car that can be easily removed, you're okay. But if you make significant changes, you'll need to pay to have the car returned to its original condition. Okay? Drivers need to read all the fine print to understand what is okay and what is not. And it's important to note that every lease has different terms and conditions. Another drawback is that when you lease, you're really just renting the car for a few years and financing the portion of the car's life that's covered by your lease term. At the end of that lease, you will have no equity in the car and no value to apply as a down payment on your next car. If you like the car and want to buy it, you'll have to take out a loan, and that loan will incur a higher interest rate since you will be financing a used car. In conclusion, while leasing will continue to be popular in the future, buying a car and keeping it for several years tends to be more cost-effective in the long run. And because you don't need to worry about the fine print in a lease, it usually gives you less to worry about. So, unless new technology and a new look matter a lot to you, buy a car rather than lease one. Thank you.